Hey guys, Rascal here, and today I have another crossover review with Mama Entertainment.
Hey guys.
And today we're going to be talking about the Disney XD cartoon, Randy Cunningham, 9th Grade Ninja, which premiered back in 2012.
And had one of the best intros and song intros ever for an animated show.
Yeah, and I had actually heard about this show for a while when it came on, but I had never seen it. We actually didn't watch the show until maybe, 2018?
Until Bennett recommended we watch it.
Right, and he loves using it in his videos. He has him as Spider-Man. So I was like, okay, you learn of the show. Is it good? And he's like, it's awesome. You gotta see it. So I finally watched it on demand, and oh gosh, it is something.
Yes.
It's just crazy. It's crazy from beginning to end. It is weird. It is bonkers. It's got action.
And it was custom made for Ben Schwartz.
Right. And it's another one of those great superhero shows where it's like a action comedy, but it's mostly comedy. But still, it was something really different for the network. And this was back when Disney was still doing different things and still doing something fun and action-packed and something worth watching.
To me, this is similar to Gravity Falls and to Star vs. the Forces of Evil, in where Disney was not the writer of the series. There were other writers. And whenever Disney invests in projects that are written by other people, they always end up being fantastic.
Right.
Because the formula is not being applied, and we're getting something new and different and exciting.
Right. And for here, what really stood out, like I say, it was a superhero cartoon that didn't have anything to do with Marvel or Star Wars, which they bought. And I think around this time, this is when they have bought both properties, so they really didn't have the need to make original superhero cartoons or try their own thing. They just said, okay, look, want superhero stuff? Get something from Marvel. You want sci-fi? Get something from Star Wars. And Randy Cunningham was one of the few shows they have that was, as you said,
not written by them.
Right, but it was still great in its own way because it still had a sort of a cult following.
Well, that's what made it great, that they didn't write it.
Right.
Again, like Gravity Falls and Star vs. the Forces of Evil, Randy Cunningham really lies in that exceptional category for Disney's outer projects.
Right.
It just seems like when they get these people with this massive talent, again, that write and create unique characters we've never seen, the shows are awesome and amazing because that Disney formula isn't being followed.
Right.
Granted, there's a lot of instances where the Disney formula works, but these shows stand out because they didn't, and the characters are just fantastic and new, and you fell in love with them because they were different and new and fantastic and awesome.
Right. And for here, the most you can see is that, it's sort of like Spider-Man with this kid having a superhero secret identity and no one knows. He got to save the day every single episode. And that's pretty much it. Other than that, it's completely original for the other things and having villains of the week and stuff.
Maybe that's where the new Spider-Man, Tom Holland, they get his friend Ned from, because prior to this, Spider-Man did not have a best friend. But now in the new version, he does. And now that you've mentioned that, it's like Randy Cunningham and his friend in here.
Right. And like, no wonder. It's like almost the same thing.
Never thought of that. That's a good... Hey.
And as for the cast of characters, they had lots of just weird characters. And you were kind of thinking, okay, they're going to have... Right. And you were kind of thinking for the characters that they're going to have villains and stuff. It was going to be something ninja related. Like they have maybe samurais, maybe other ninjas. Maybe they'll have something related to Japanese culture. No! They have, we have Lex Luthor, Hannibal McFist. You have the Sorcerer, which is some ancient wizard. A psycho robot. Robot apes. Mac Ante, who's is like the leader of Cobra Kai, who just went rogue, or even worse in here. You got a Cajun villain, Catfish Boo-Ray. You got a Halloween ninja. You got living boogers. You got what's that to do with ninjas? This is nothing ninja. You got an evil phoenix. You got something that doesn't fit with the ninja. And you got stank villains. And you got the sorcerer, who's pretty similar if you think about it, to Hawkmoth.
Yes.
Because he uses his powers, he would feed on negative emotions and turn them into giant stanks monsters, and they would reek. It's like, wait a minute, that sounds awfully similar.
Yeah, because when we first saw them, we were like, hey, that's where they must have gotten the idea for the Miraculous Ladybug.
Right.
Yeah, it was really like...
Right, and it will sort of be like every week there will be a new villain that will it will be some kid that got angry or sad, and then Sorcerer turned to the villains. You gotta defeat them, destroy the thing that caused them to be evil, and then that's it.
And then Randy never wants to listen to the good advice that's in the book. He always ends up going on his own tangent and figuring out how to do it at the last minute because he passes out and then has to forced to listen because his way isn't working.
Yeah, I forgot to mention, it's got the Nomicon, which is supposed to have all of the knowledge from all the past ninjas. Because even an episode they had at the end of the first season, we got to meet the very first ninja and how this whole thing started with him, with with all the ninjas battling the sorcerer for centuries, which was an awesome episode.
Yes. And my favorite is Stank to the Future.
Yes, there was one where this guy was stuck in the freezer. It was actually a villain, and then when they actually thawed him out and then defeated him, he was this guy from the 80s, and he didn't know he wasn't in the 80s anymore, and everything was outdated and he still had a giant 80s phone in his pocket. He had his mix master, and he said, "What is this stuff?"
I love that episode. That is my favorite Randy Cunningham episode ever.
And then I think my favorite, but actually it had to be a fan favorite actually for a lot of people, was one where they had this evil phoenix that possessed Howard. And he had to, and it was a thing that the ninja and the phoenix were always linked, that he would constantly be fighting it all the time, no matter what ninja it was. Mm-hmm. And the only way to defeat it was kind of like it was defeating the ninja. And it was a point where he would give up being a ninja, just sacrifice it to save him in order to defeat the phoenix. And that was actually one of the fan favorite episodes because one of the few times it was like a big character moment. And it was its own dedicated episode rather than being like 11 minutes each, sharing in a half hour.
Mm-hmm. One thing I like to point out, if I may, is the way that Disney went all out in getting not only famous voice actors, but at the time famous movie stars and TV stars that were in here. They had a plethora of just A-list people from the voice acting and the live acting actors that appeared in the show. They weren't at a loss for A-class talent.
Right. And it has so many great ideas and great episodes that are just bonkers and like they're just crazy. And it's like, what's that to do with ninja stuff? Okay, well, they'll tell you. Each episode he's supposed to learn a lesson, either in terms of being a ninja or being a better person. Most of the time he doesn't listen, but he will listen in the end finally and know like, okay, I gotta listen. And it was always funny if it was some type of riddle in the book. He never understood what the riddle was most of the time. There were times when he actually did understand what it was saying. Mm-hmm. Then there were times where it's like either misinterpreted or purposely said the opposite of what it said, and the Nomicon would get pissed and just throw him out of the book like, you know what, you're not even listening to me. It never talked, but you knew it was pissed because it'll be like sometimes it's just like, you know what, just get out. And whenever we'll point to what he's supposed to be paying attention to or listening, there will be like he would see arrows or graffiti or something pointing to it like, here you idiot, look, this is it.
This show ended way too soon. I would have loved to have seen a few more years of Randy Cunningham.
Yes, and it looks like with how the series ended, unfortunately it is a series, but there was this really big climax with him having a final battle with the sorcerer.
Right.
And the way it ended, it says that his biggest threat was yet to come. So the sorcerer wasn't even the final battle.
Right.
There was some other villain supposedly coming that was even bigger that they had yet to reveal, and unfortunately never got revealed. Much like with Wand Over Yonder and some other shows, these shows get canceled before the final battle can commence, or whatever's supposed to happen after the initial story can never be revealed because the story just ends.
I would like to mention the awesomeness of Disney paying for 2 again, A-list actors to voice the Sorcerer. First, Tim Curry, I'm sorry guys, which we were just so excited about. It's Tim Curry and Ben Cross, who I'm familiar with from a few blockbuster movies. Mm-hmm. So these were two A-list actors voicing this really evil character, and they both did a fantastic job.
Yes. So, please let us know what you think of Randy Cunningham in the comments. Definitely want to hear what you think. Did you watch it when it was airing? Or did you get into it later after maybe seeing Dudley's videos? Or just having to see him finally decide it and you end up loving it? Definitely let me know what you think in the comments below. And thank you so much for watching. And thank you, Mama, for joining me on this review once again this month.
Thanks for having me. It's always a pleasure and fun.
Right. And once again, thank you to Ben and Dudley for recommending the show to us, because we definitely loved it and really wish there was more to it. I'm Rascal Entertainment.
And Mom Entertainment.
Have a toontastic day.
Peace.
Later.